Matt.
Look at you using your notes like a star student. Shouldn't we all be flipping back in our notes? I wish you would be a star student. I might like you more. Maybe we should learn from that lesson. What is a quadratic? We're using our... I'm not telling you what page. You need to be able to look through your notebook.
35A.
Tell me what a quadratic is.
Oh, what's your name?
Are you going to read it to me?
No, I don't do it. Yes. I don't do it.
You don't read? Sarah, thank you. Help us out. Yes, very good. Take a point. So it's 2 with as the highest exponent. So it's a y equals x squared. Now, today we're going to be talking about it in standard form. And standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. That is standard form.
Hey, you gonna do this homework?
No, I'm not. You're just going to pay attention.
You go back. Just had this. I mean, grab.
Why are you the slowest human on the face of the planet? I really must have done something terrible in a past life. Nick, come on! You cannot talk and write at the same time. You approved that, so stop. Thank God. Alright, open this flappy.
Oh, wait, whoa. Close it back for a second.
No.
Come on, man. Don't do like that.
It says a quadratic function is a function.
Oh, ain't no good cooking.
With the highest
I'm with you.
exponent
You gonna keep 2 point.
That's a period. What on earth? Alright, now this is a quadratic function. How many terms are in this quadratic?
3.
3!
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to name the different parts. Now, this has the exponent of 2. So this is our quadratic term.
Oh, hey, I thought we was doing like things.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, tell him why I still wrote A on it.
Okay. This is our linear term. And who can tell me what this is called? It starts with a C.
Oh, come on. That's C.
It's close.
I know. Wait a minute.
Component.
Constant. Constant.
That wasn't no well here, so I go back. Component. Even a word.
Component is a word. It's what you. Oh my. No, it's not. And this is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So what's our a in this quadratic? 2. 2 is our a. What is our b? 2. And what is our c? Negative. Good.
So basically, I got that right. So I feel it was 8.
Oh, please, God.
Hey, you know Mark, come in. Only Asbury say something. And you when y'all talk y'all
Yeah, shape this Asbury.
All right. Now, axis of symmetry. What is the axis of symmetry?
Where it's going to cut half.
Yes, take a point where it, where it cuts it in half. So, does it pass through the x-axis or the y-axis on the axis of symmetry? The x-axis. Good. Take another point. And it's x equals, and we're going to figure out what our formula is in a minute. Are we ready?
We on next. Oh, wait, hey, don't leave me. Don't leave me.
I'm going to leave you in shark-infested water and see if you survive.
Please. Try cool with me.
What?
Try cool with me.
He has to be bleeding for the sharks to eat him.
Who says? Okay. All right, so the axis of symmetry divides the parabola into two congruent halves, as Natalie so kindly told us. Because she is killing it over there.
With
He has some hearing aids.
I think it's because his headphones are in front of his ears that it's blocking the sound from getting to him. Alright, so, oh, don't do that. Now, the equation for the axis of symmetry looks like this. It's the opposite of B divided by 2 times A. Now, it is going to be the same thing every single time. And we're going to use this instead of plugging in the numbers for our table over and over and over. We are going to use this formula to find, where are you going?
oh Lord. Yeah, prayer.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to use this to find our axis of symmetry. Now remember, we do this when it's in standard form. And standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. Dun, dun, dun. Now, this is our axis. This is
Say that again?
This is our quadratic. Thank you. And we are going to find our axis of symmetry. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to identify B and A and plug it into our formula. So we have x equals, because remember, your axis of symmetry passes through the x-axis. So what is our B here? Negative 2. Good. And what is the opposite of negative 2? Positive 2. Because this is negative B, so we need the opposite of B. So it's 2 divided by. Do you think this is going to be there every single time? Yes, because it's our formula. And what is our A here?
X.
What number's in front of X? 1. Good. Take a point. Alright, what's 2 times 1?
2.
And what's what's 2 divided by 2?
1.
So what's our axis of symmetry?
1.
That's it. That's all you have to do.
Can I get
Hurry. Super fast. Left. Stop touching him. Why is that something I have to say? Okay, now stop touching each other. Ronaldo? Okay, now, the axis of symmetry cuts the graph in half. Now, is it a solid line or is it an invisible line? Invisible. This is an invisible line.
Oh, no.
Alright, now we're going to talk about the y-intercept. Is everybody ready? These are the 3 parts that you need every single time when you're graphing without a table. You need the axis of symmetry, the y-intercept, and the vertex. Every single time. And that's all you need. And it's super, super easy. So all you have to do to find your axis of symmetry is plug it into your formula. Now, the y-intercept. What is a y-intercept?
Where the graph crosses the y.
Yes, take a point. Where the graph crosses the y-axis. So your y-intercept, open it up. The y-intercept is where the graph crosses the y axis. And what is the graph of a quadratic? Starts with a P.
Parabola.
Parabola! Take a point. You gotta be quicker than that. Alright, so if the equation is in standard form, and what is standard form of a quadratic?
AX squared. You talk about the
Mhm.
formula? AX squared plus BX plus C.
Take a point, good. So if it's in standard form, the y-intercept is the c. So if it's in ax squared plus bx plus c, it is always c. That's it. That's all you gotta do. I know. Now, what's the y-intercept? Is this in standard form? C. So what's our y-intercept? 3. Good. Take a point. That's it. Alright, so far we have our axis of symmetry, we have our y-intercept, so we have 2 of the 3 parts. What's the last thing that we need to find? The vertex. And what is the vertex?
It's a word.
It is a word, but what is it on the graph? Not always.
It's the middle.
The solution.
Is it the highest or the lowest?
Lowest.
And it could also be the highest, right? Depends on how it's shaped. Good, take a point. Alright, so the vertex is the highest or lowest point on the graph. Sarah, you also get a point because you were answering. Alright, the vertex is the highest or lowest point, and it is part of the axis of symmetry. Danubia. Alright, so now, does the axis of symmetry pass through our vertex? It does. Thank you, Damien. Take a point for paying attention. So that means that we're going to use our axis of symmetry that we found up here to find our vertex. So the first step, 1. Find axis of symmetry. And what's the formula to find the axis of symmetry?
X is igual. Esa, miss, esa.
Good, Sarah. Take a point. Damien, I think you answered as well, right? Take a point. Okay, now if we have x, we know what x is. What could we do to find y? Plug it in. Take a point. All right, so plug in axis of symmetry to find y. Do I need to slow down?
Yes.
Muy mal.
Why?
You.
Me. You wanna kill me?
Natalie does. He is. And the third thing, plot your vertex.
I'm in English.
That is a very true statement. So you find your x, you plug it in to get your y, then you plot your vertex. Boom, you can graph it. Alright, so this is the same problem that we've been using every single time. What was the axis of symmetry? Good, take a point. And what are we going to do with that one? No, sir? Okay, it tells you right here. Plug it in. Who else said that? Good. You did not. Get a point. Alright, so you have y equals 1 squared minus 2 times 1 plus 3. Now, why did I plug it in for x and not y?
You have the x?
Because it says x equals, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I like that you threw your pencil down afterwards, like you're done. All right, what is 1 squared?
Uno.
Oh no. All right, what's 2 times 1?
Negativo, bueno, no. Es que ahí está negativo.
I'm sorry,
Aquí está negativo.
Elias. All right, what's 1 minus 2?
One.
Negative 1. And what's negative 1 plus 3?
Dos.
Cinco.
Cuatro.
Negative 1 plus 3.
Dos.
Dos. 2. All right, so our vertex is at 1, 2. This is our vertex.
Ya me saqué comida. Uno tiene hungry.
Yo también.
So,
Entonces ya vámonos.
I can't do anything about it.
vámonos ya.
No.
Hay que nos a mañana. Hay que
No.
Tenemos toda la clase.
4 minutes.
4 minutos.
Yes.
Se van volando.
We can do this. Are you ready to graph?
Ay, no.
You can do it. This is the last part of today. We're not doing our last flappy today, so this is the last part. And if we get it done, I won't give you homework.
Échale mis.
Alright, so to graph it. Alright, to graph it, use all your parts.
Use.
All.
Oh. Yo. Part. Okay.
Ready?
No. Yeah, no. Échale cosas.
Alright, how to graph a parabola. Alright, step 1. What did we find first? Good, take a point.
Is it okay if we just abbreviate in the AOS?
What, darling?
Can I just
Yes.
abbreviate?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, what did we find next?
Vertex.
No.
You don't put it in?
But what did we do after axis of symmetry? What did we find? Y-intercept. We found our y-intercept. Identify y-intercept.
Por eso, número.
Okay. What was the third thing we did?
Vertex.
Yes, plug in to get vertex.
Ahora sí, Miguel.
Also, Jorge, you get a point. And the last step. What do you think the last step will be?
Graficar.
Graph.
Graficar.
Would you like me to write gráfica?
No H.
Okay.
No H.
No H?
F.
F?
No.
Yes.
H.
Yes.
So G-R-A.
S. I.
K. C.
C-A. Okay. Better. Life makes sense again. Alright, so what was our axis of symmetry here?
Tres. Dos.
No.
Negativo dos.
No. Look back at the top flappy.
A equals AX. Oh, wait, no matter.
Look back at the top flappy. X equals what? Axis of symmetry. No. Tater tots. Stop.
Negativo B entre.
Stop. X equals what? 1. That's what we found was our axis of symmetry, you weirdos. So we found x equals 1. So at 1, draw a dotted line. Alright, what was our y-intercept? What was it?
Tres.
Good. So we go up 3. What was our vertex?
1, 3, 0.
No, look back at
Uno,
the...
dos.
Thank you.
1, 2, mis. Sorry.
Now, do we have enough to make the U?
No.
But if it's 1 unit away here, how many does it have to be over there?
No.
Yep, you can just flip it.
Uno.
Ta-da!
20 puntos.
They don't call it lunch.
Me tengo hambre.
Yo también. Okay. You need that?
Let's go lunch.
All right, go to lunch.
Allá.
Adiós, hasta mañana. No tarea. Ah. No.
De todos modos, andamos.